Imagine this. You wake up, check your phone. There's an email from your bank. Subject line: urgent, verify your account. The logo looks perfect. The colors, the font, everything feels real. You tap the link. It opens a login page identical to your bank's website. You enter your username, your password, and in that second, you've just handed your money to a hacker. This attack has a name: phishing. It's one of the oldest yet deadliest tricks in cybercrime. Hackers don't need to break encryption. They trick you into giving up your own password. According to the FBI's 2022 Internet Crime Report, phishing was the #1 cybercrime, with over 300,000 victims in a single year. Losses? More than $50 million reported, and experts say the real number is much higher. But phishing isn't just email anymore. It's everywhere. Hackers send fake login links through WhatsApp. They build fake login pages on Instagram. They even use SMS texts called smishing. One real example: in 2020, Twitter faced one of its biggest breaches. High-profile accounts like Elon Musk, Barack Obama, and Apple were hacked. How? It wasn't some advanced exploit. It was phishing. Hackers tricked Twitter employees into giving away internal credentials. And once inside, they took over verified accounts. The result? A global scam that asked millions of followers to send Bitcoin. Phishing works because it exploits trust. You think you're logging into the real site, but behind the screen is a criminal server logging every keystroke. Sometimes phishing emails use fear. Your account will be suspended. Your package is on hold. Other times they use temptation. Exclusive giveaway. Click here for free rewards. Both methods target the same weakness: human psychology. Cybersecurity researchers say phishing kits are sold on the dark web for less than $50. Anyone can buy one. No coding skills needed. These kits come with ready-made fake websites. Gmail, Facebook, PayPal, even Netflix. All a hacker has to do is host the page and wait for a victim to type in their details. The stolen passwords don't just vanish. They're uploaded to a private server, then sold in underground markets. Real stolen logins from phishing campaigns are listed on forums, sometimes for as little as $2 per account. And once hackers have access, they don't just target one account. They try it everywhere because most people reuse the same password. That means your Netflix login could unlock your email and your email. It's the master key to your entire digital life. Think about it. If someone controls your email, they can reset every other password you own. That's why phishing is so dangerous. It's not just one account at risk, it's everything. The shocking part? Even trained professionals fall for it. In 2016, John Podesta, campaign chairman for Hillary Clinton, received an email that looked like a Google alert. It claimed his account was compromised. He clicked. He entered his login. And just like that, thousands of private campaign emails were exposed. That single phishing email altered the course of an election. Phishing proves one thing: the weakest link in cybersecurity isn't the computer, it's the human being, and hackers know it. So how do you protect yourself? Experts say, always check the sender's address. Hover over links before clicking. Use multi-factor authentication wherever possible, because even if a hacker steals your password, a second layer of security can stop them cold. But here's the truth. Phishing is only the first method. Hackers have many more. In the next part, we'll dive into a terrifying reality: how stolen passwords from old breaches are still being used against people today. It's called credential stuffing, and chances are your password is already on a hacker's list. A flood of stolen credentials sits quietly on a criminal server. Millions of email password pairs zipped and forgotten until someone switches them on. This is the raw material for credential stuffing. It's simple and devastating. A hacker runs an automated script. They try the same email and password across hundreds of websites. If you reuse that password, the bot opens a door: a retail account, an email, a bank login. One credential unlocks everything. This attack became common after a string of massive breaches. In 2012 and 2016, LinkedIn leaked millions of user passwords. In 2013 and 2014, Yahoo disclosed breaches impacting billions of accounts. Then, in 2019, researchers cataloged Collection Number 1, a trove of over 700 million stolen credentials compiled from many prior leaks. Sites like Have I Been Pwn catalog these breaches so users can check if their email shows up, but checking is only the first step. Criminals use these public dumps, combine them with private breaches, and feed them to credential stuffing bots. Industry reports from security firms like Akamai and Imperva show credential stuffing causes billions in fraud each year. Retailers, streaming services, and social platforms are frequent targets. Why does it work so well? Because people reuse passwords across multiple accounts. A single reused password becomes a master key. Automated tools make the attack cheap. Bots try thousands of logins per minute, often through networks of proxies to avoid IP blocks. When a bot finds a match, it flags the account for takeover. From there, attackers harvest stored credit cards, gift cards, or reset passwords using access to your email. Real-world cases show the damage. Account takeover rings have used credential stuffing to drain reward points, purchase high-value items, and launder funds through resale. Firms tracking attacks notice spikes around major sale events, Black Friday and Prime Day, when stolen cards and accounts are most profitable. Credentials don't just appear overnight. They're traded on forums and sold in bulk in marketplaces on the hidden web. Some services even sell combo lists, millions of email, password pairs grouped by likelihood of success. These lists get refreshed as new breaches leak. That means yesterday's leak becomes today's stuffing attack. Defenses exist, but attackers adapt. Two-factor authentication, 2FA, significantly reduces risk, yet not all sites enforce it. SMS-based 2FA can be bypassed with SIM swapping or social engineering, so security experts recommend app-based authenticators or hardware keys. Password managers are vital. They create unique, complex passwords for every site, removing the reuse problem that fuels stuffing attacks. Companies also deploy detection systems. Rate limiting, IP reputation checks, and bot detection help block automated login attempts. Behavioral analytics can flag suspicious logins, new device, new location, or rapid login attempts across many accounts. But defenses are never perfect. Attackers use distributed botnets and residential proxy services to blend in. Sometimes they use credential stuffing to find a low-friction account, one with saved payment methods or weak recovery options. A notable example: streaming services often see credential stuffing because many users reuse passwords and store payment info. When accounts are hijacked, attackers resell access or use accounts for fraud. Corporate email accounts are another prize. If an employee's reused password is found, attackers can pivot, reset other services, access HR records, or launch phishing from a trusted domain. That's why companies focus on both prevention and detection. Identity protection services monitor dark web leaks and alert users when their credentials appear in new dumps. Security teams force password resets and require stronger authentication when high-risk matches are detected. Education matters too. Training employees to avoid reuse, recognize phishing, and enable stronger MFA reduces the success rate of stuffing campaigns. The takeaway is blunt. Credential stuffing is cheap, automated, and ruthless because it exploits human behavior more than technical flaws. Every reused password is an invitation. So what should you do right now? Use a password manager. Enable authenticator-based MFA. Check Have I Been Penned and change any exposed passwords immediately. Enable alerts on your financial accounts and use device-based security where possible. Credential stuffing won't disappear, but with unique passwords and stronger authentication, you remove the fuel that powers it. A file arrives in your inbox labeled invoice.pdf. You download it. A hidden program runs in the background. You don't notice anything until your accounts are empty. This is how keyloggers and credential-stealing malware begin their work. Keyloggers record every keystroke you make, usernames, passwords, pins. Some malware takes screenshots at the moment you log in. Others scrape saved passwords from browsers. One of the oldest families is Zeus, stole banking credentials for over a decade. Its successor networks, Game Over Zeus and later variants, infected millions of machines. In 2014, Operation Tovar targeted Game Over Zeus and disrupted its botnet. Investigators seized control and slowed the cash flow. But new tools kept appearing. Emotet started as a banking Trojan, then became a modular loader for other malware. It spread through malicious Word documents and macros. By 2021, an international law enforcement operation sank the Emotet infrastructure, disrupting a major delivery mechanism for credential theft. TrickBot and CACBot, QBot, operated similarly, modular, resilient, and profitable. They often delivered ransomware like Rook or Conti after harvesting credentials and network access. Disruptions and arrests have hit these groups, but variants reappear. A different angle is formjacking. Groups like MagicCart inject malicious JavaScript into e-commerce checkout pages. When customers type credit card details, the script copies the data and sends it to attackers. Researchers have documented redline campaigns that targeted gamers, remote workers, and crypto users, real accounts emptied and credentials sold in bulk. Attackers also use clipboard hijackers. When you copy a cryptocurrency address to paste into a wallet app, a clipboard stealer replaces it with the attacker's address. Victims paste the wrong address and send funds irretrievably. This tactic caused thousands of dollars in losses during crypto booms. Credential theft isn't always high-tech. Phishing can deliver the initial payload, a malicious macro in a document. One click and the keylogger installs. From there, it moves laterally, looking for saved credentials, password caches, and remote desktop credentials. Real incidents show the damage. In corporate environments, attackers have used stolen credentials to access VPNs and remote desktops. From that foothold, they harvest domain admin credentials, pivot across networks, and deploy more damaging tools. That's how some ransomware gangs turned a single infected endpoint into a full domain compromise. So how do defenders fight back? First, patch and update. Modern EDR tools spot abnormal process behavior, screenshooting apps, credential dumping, and persistence mechanisms. They make it harder for stealthy keyloggers to operate. Fourth, disable Office macros by default and train staff not to enable them. Many Emotet and TrickBot campaigns began with a doc that asked users to enable macros to view content. Never enable macros from unknown senders. Fifth, use password managers. Password managers reduce typing and minimize risk from keyloggers that only capture keystrokes. They also create unique passwords so a single stolen credential won't unlock everything. Sixth, monitor for credential leaks. Services like Have I Been Pawned and Enterprise Dark Web Monitoring alert you when credentials surface in dumps. Early detection forces resets before attackers reuse them. Seventh, segment networks and limit privilege. If an infected laptop can't reach domain controllers or password vaults, damage is contained. Least privilege reduces lateral movement. Finally, back up and practice incident response. If attackers harvest credentials and deploy ransomware, quick containment and recovery reduce impact. Tabletop exercises matter. The reality is blunt. Credential stealing malware adapts fast. Law enforcement takedowns slow it, but new strains and commercial stealers reappear. Your best defense mixes technology, policy, and common sense. Patch quickly. Use MFA, trust less, verify more. Because when a silent program is logging your keystrokes, the only thing standing between a stolen password and a compromised life is how prepared you are to block it. You sit at a coffee shop. Free Wi-Fi pops up. Caffeinet_free. You connect without thinking. But here's the trap. That free hotspot might belong to a hacker. Every site you visit, every password you type, flows straight through their laptop. This is the essence of a man-in-the-middle attack. The attacker positions themselves between you and the service you're using. You think you're logging into your bank? In reality, the hacker is relaying and recording every keystroke. One of the simplest tricks, evil twin Wi-Fi. A rogue hotspot mimics a trusted name. Airport_Wi-Fi. Hotel_guest. The signal looks legitimate. Victims connect instantly. Once you're in, attackers sniff unencrypted traffic. Old protocols like HTTP reveal everything in plain text. Even with HTTPS, attackers try SL stripping. They downgrade secure connections into insecure ones. The victim sees a normal website, but behind the scenes, their password travels unencrypted. This tactic isn't theory. In 2008, researchers demonstrated sloth strip at Black Hat. Soon after, real attackers used it in public Wi-Fi hotspots. Corporate networks face ARP spoofing and DNS poisoning. In ARP spoofing, the attacker convinces devices that they are the gateway. Traffic is silently routed through the attacker's machine. With DNS poisoning, users are redirected. Type, PayPal, com, end up on a fake lookalike controlled by criminals. In 2017, a massive DNS hijack campaign targeted banks across Brazil. Users thought they were on their real banking sites. Instead, they handed credentials directly to fraudsters. Another real-world case, the Dark Hotel APT group targeted executives in luxury hotels. Hackers injected malware via hotel Wi-Fi login portals. Travelers downloading a required update actually installed spyware. Passwords and sensitive documents were stolen during business trips. Even encrypted VPNs aren't invincible. In 2018, attackers exploited flaws in popular VPN protocols. Researchers showed that session hijacking could reveal user traffic. So how do you defend yourself? Rule 1. Never trust public Wi-Fi blindly. Use your phone's hotspot instead. If you must use public Wi-Fi, always connect through a reliable VPN. Rule 2. Look for HTTPS and verify the certificate. Modern browsers warn when SSL is invalid. Don't ignore those red flags. Rule 3. Disable auto-connect. Phones often reconnect to any familiar SSID. Attackers name their hotspot Starbucks_Wi-Fi and catch you instantly. Rule 4. Use DNS security. Services like DNS over HTTPS, DO, or DNSSEC prevent tampering. Rule 5. Encrypt everything possible. Apps that use end-to-end encryption, like Signal or WhatsApp, protect chats, even on hostile networks. Finally, stay alert. If a login page looks odd, if a site suddenly loads without HTTPS, stop. Don't enter credentials. MITM attacks thrive on invisibility. But once you know the signs, they're easier to spot. Because the scariest Wi-Fi connection isn't the one that's slow, it's the one quietly feeding your passwords to someone else. A midnight ping. Your phone drops signal, no calls, no texts. Minutes later, an email arrives. Your password has been reset. You didn't request it. This is SIM swapping. Attackers trick your mobile carrier into moving your number onto a SIM card they control. Once they own your number, every SMS code, every 2FA text belongs to them. They reset your email, your bank, your crypto wallet. And suddenly, you're locked out of your own life. High-profile victims include crypto traders, influencers, even CEOs. Millions of dollars have been stolen this way. How do hackers convince carriers? They use leaked personal data, birthdays, addresses, even ID scans. Add some smooth social engineering and support reps hand over your number. It doesn't stop there. Hackers also abuse account recovery systems. They answer your security questions using information found on Facebook, LinkedIn, or old leaks. Mother's maiden name, past street address. Pieces of your life scattered online turn into the keys to your accounts. Then there's brute force. Automated tools try endless password combinations until they hit the right one. Weak or reused passwords collapse instantly. And sometimes the simplest trick works best. a convincing phone call to customer support, a fake emergency, an urgent request. And suddenly, the attacker has a new password, yours. So how do you fight back? Step 1. Kill SMS 2FA. Switch to an authenticator app like Ethi or Google Authenticator. Or better yet, use a hardware key. Even if your password leaks, the attacker can't log in without that device. Step 2. Lock your SIM. Call your carrier. Set a PIN or port out passcode. Tell them never to transfer your number without it. Step 3. Harden recovery options. Delete easy security questions. Replace them with recovery keys or codes stored offline. Step 4. Use unique, random passwords. A password manager creates and remembers them for you. If one site is hacked, the damage stays contained. Step 5. Monitor breaches. Use services like Have I Been Pwned? If your email shows up, act fast, change passwords, update MFA. Step 6. Minimize personal data exposure. What you post online can be used against you. Lock down privacy settings. Think twice before sharing your birthday or hometown publicly. Step 7. Train yourself and others. Teach family and colleagues to doubt unsolicited requests. Verify before giving information. Social engineering thrives on trust. Break that chain. Picture this. A checklist flashes, unique passwords, password manager, authenticator app, hardware key, carrier PIN, no SIM, 2FA, breach monitoring. These steps don't just protect accounts. They close doors hackers depend on. The harsh truth? Hackers don't need genius. They need victims who reuse passwords, overshare data, and trust SMS. But once you lock down those habits, you move off their easy target list. So treat your passwords like cash. Would you leave thousands of dollars on a park bench? Then don't leave your accounts wide open online. Your digital life is valuable. Protect it. And remember this, hackers exploit patterns. You break the pattern by being random, prepared, and locked down. Every weak password is an open door. Close it before someone else walks in.